So I've just finished my first day at work. Yeah, it was alright. I picked rubbish for hours, just litter picking at $36 an hour, or £20, 15 pence an hour. So that's good. It won't be that, it'll be different things as time progresses. Tomorrow I'll be mulching, which is like getting mulch, which is like that bark shit you see in parks next to trees where you're not supposed to walk, and laying that out. Then I'll be weeding and maybe killing weeds. We'll see. But yeah, it was decent. So usually it's a 7 a.m. start, finish at 3:30, and then I get every second Monday off, and I'm still paid for that. So it's 35 hours a week, and it's like $2,500 every 2 weeks. I get paid fortnightly. And yeah, it's not arduous work. The guy, my boss, was saying like, yeah, it's fine. It's pissed. You know, you can, if you're, you know, it's half an hour lunch, but if you want to take an extra 15 minutes, you're on the phone, or you want to, you know, you got smoke on, then that's fine. Today he was saying like, oh yeah, it's lunch in 10 minutes, but if you want to take it now, you can take it like 15 minutes early. I was like, okay, very, very chill. So yeah, it was fine. Basically, it was all right. Some decent guys. I felt some anxiety going there because I knew I was anticipating like meeting new people, and it was an uncertain, unknown environment. And I was like, okay, so how am I going to act? Am I going to try to put on like an air of confidence? Am I, you know, going to try to? Are there going to be like some load of rough lads, and am I going to be out of my comfort zone? Am I going to try to force myself to fit in? But I got there and I was just chill. It was just fine. They were fine. So yeah, it's good money, and it so far, well, it'll be more difficult than today. So I'll probably finish the day like quite tired. But it's not like exhausting. I can't imagine it to be completely physically exhausting. But yeah, I'm pretty fortunate at this, you know, at this time. Like, I just applied a week ago. I spoke to a guy today who was applying for 4 months, and he just got this job finally after 4 months of job seeking. I applied, and the same day, the guy said, I got an email saying, oh yeah, you've progressed to the next stage, and then spent a few days pissing around, and then I got the job. And yeah, I'm not like super stoked. I'm just like, good. I don't know what that is. I don't get excited for like anything really. Even the prospect of cycling around the world, it gets me, that does get me a bit excited. That does. Okay, when I see videos of people cycling through like Kyrgyzstan and seeing the mountains and that stuff, that does get me excited. But other than that, nothing really excites me, honestly. People saying, you know, oh, we've got a beautiful girl coming into... Even if that was the case, if someone said, oh, this is fucking model coming in to stay at the hostel, I'd actually be like, ugh, because I wouldn't want to have her on my mind and be... I know that I'd want to fuck her, and I wouldn't want to be trying to fuck her, because it's just an arduous process, and I think it'd be futile anyway. That's just my self-esteem talking, but yeah, it takes me a lot to get excited. I guess also today I sort of learned a bit more. I guess I realised a bit more how easy it can be to get sucked into the system, and how it can easily, you can fall into being a cog. You know, you're working a 9 to 5 and you've been straining all day. If mentally or physically straining to some extent. Maybe you've just been data administrating, but nevertheless, you've got to finish the day like, oh, I want to just do my shit now. Because if it's boring, then you're like, oh, I want this to be over with so I can do my shit. And you get home and you're like, I just want to chill. And it can be very difficult to, I imagine it can be very difficult to say, okay, I'm going to program, or I'm going to read, or, you know, I'm going to work on something which will eventually enable financial freedom. So yeah, I guess what I'm doing now is being a cog temporarily in a pretty good position, whereby I'm working outside and physically labouring, and it's probably helping me mentally. I imagine it will help me mentally. And I'm doing this temporarily so I can essentially emancipate myself, probably temporarily, from the system and do my own shit and try to potentially suss out a way of attaining financial freedom. I don't know what form that will take. Potentially I will go down the software engineering route and continue web development. Maybe I'll find somebody somehow who wants to publish a book of mine if I finish this book, and if I revise my last book. It'd be nice to get, I mean, that's like a pipe dream. I'm not even putting any weight on that. I don't think it's possible anytime soon. You know, the idea of being financially free from people buying my book, that's 10, 20, 30 years down the line. But I do hope it eventually happens. And maybe in the next 5 years if I really focus on writing. But that implies attaining, you know, accumulating sufficient funds for that 5 years of dedicating to writing. Yeah, there's a girl in the hostel who has shown me more signs of interest. She's been more touchy-feely and said about how I look pretty dapper, and it got her going in a jokey way. When I was just wearing this, I mean, I'm wearing a fucking dungarees, my dude. It's probably just because I normally wear just fucking joggers and whatever else I wear. That thing I wear in most videos. But yeah, potentially it's because I'm leaving next week, and I don't know what other reasons. Maybe she's just maybe she's just feeling better, and I don't know. I can't be asked to psychoanalyse her and the potential reasons for why she's acting more attracted toward me recently. But then I'm like, because my dick's like, yeah, but I'm like, again, I think what I want to do is do like casual sex just to prove to myself, you see, meaningless, it's not that great, whatever, you know. I've not got laid in like 3 years nearly, so I'm probably like, my monkey mind's like, yes. But also it's because at the moment I'm not fantastic at the moment, simply because my weight's quite pretty high, and I need to weigh myself actually. I imagine I'm like mid 170s, so like maybe higher, maybe 177 pound. I'm guessing I am now, maybe near 180 pounds. I'm hoping this job will help me, and get my own place with Nico will help me slide back down. And also, yeah, there's not much meaning going on because I don't know what I want to do. Given that I can tolerate this job, I'd have 6 months. I'd have made around £13,500 to my name at the end of Australia, and if I keep the job for 6 months, and with that money I'd be able to do whatever. Maybe I'd fly back home, build a bicycle there, and then fly over to maybe Turkey, Istanbul or Antalya, and continue cycling from there into the stands, because then I'd basically be continuing my route. And I was thinking maybe I could go, I've just thought this second, maybe I could start from my home to France, fly from like Paris or something to Istanbul. So, because last year I started in France cycling, but if I did England to France and then I flew to Istanbul, I could say I basically cycled all the way, a lot of the way around the world, if I continued after Asia. Because I finished in Santorini, and then what I would have done in Santorini is taken a ferry up to Turkey, hence why I'd go from France to Turkey. I could do that. So I could spend time back home building my bike, planning, writing, finishing my book, and maybe writing my memoir thing, because I've got all my handwritten journals at home. Yeah, that, because once I have something in my mind that I can work toward, I can strive toward, I'd be pretty gravy. And then up until then, maybe I can work doing my website development. So just sporadically or a bit every other day, you know, working on my website and building my portfolio up. And then I kind of, yeah, what would I do? I don't know if I'd cycle with my laptop and work. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Or perhaps I'd, while I was planning my trip and writing, I'd also be doing that and building more money. Or maybe I'd just cycle without my laptop, without working, and just write. I don't know. Anyway, work was alright. And that's the situation with that girl. I move the Thursday after this one, so like a week and a half away. I think that's it. Yeah, I don't know what I've talked about for 11 minutes, but that's that. Goodbye. Oh yes, I started working on a React project yesterday with a guy called Harvey, a friend called Harvey. I'll see how that goes. I do realise though, like forever, I mean, I remember Harvey was saying like, oh, you know, there's this thing in React which is really interesting. And I was like, I don't get excited by anything technological. You say you've got like an 8K screen on, or whatever the maximum is now, like a 5K screen on a 50-inch curved monitor. I'd be like, yeah, okay, well, that's nice, but that's disgustingly expensive, and I'd never be interested in purchasing that. But yeah, you know, nothing excites me regarding technology, not really, anyway. So it's more of a means to an end, and the means in itself is a bit onerous, I imagine. I imagine it will be. It is at the moment. That's why I'm not excited about programming, and I've always got a bit of resistance toward it. But there are more reasons for that than just it being onerous. Anyway, c'est fin.